Hello everyone, this is Priti Sabu, Senior Consultant from the Johnson Group, the Public Sector Recruitment Specialist. Today we have with us Mike Hollings, who is the CEO of Te Kura, Pounamu. Hi Mike, welcome. How are you?
Good, I'm good. Kia ora.
Kia ora. Happy to have you here with us today. So Mike, please tell us something about yourself.
Well, I grew up in rural New Zealand and then went to, my first career was in broadcasting, and I was a cameraman for a short period of time. Then I went to teachers training and trained as a teacher, taught for a while as a primary teacher, then as a secondary teacher, then in teachers college, then university.
Wow.
And then I became a public servant and have worked in various public policy roles. As General Manager Policy at Te Kura, and then I was the Acting Chief Review Officer for the Education Review Office prior to coming to Te Kura, which I've been here for the last 7 years.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. Impressive. Please tell us something about Te Kura, Mike, its vision and mission, and how it translates to the wider education strategy in New Zealand.
Well, in terms of our mission, the role of Te Kura basically is to deliver distance education to a diverse range of students from early childhood up to year 13, but to adults as well, following the New Zealand curriculum, and Te Whāriki, which is the early childhood curriculum. Yeah. And our vision of Te Kura is that all of this diverse population of students reach their educational and personal potential, so that they become successful citizens of New Zealand and the world. Okay, all right. Could you also characterize for us the past few years of Te Kura, Mike? We've gone under some considerable change in terms of the way we deliver education and the pedagogical approach that we have. We used to be all located in Wellington. Now we've become a regionalised organisation, so that our teachers now are able to be much more come from a context in which our students come from. So we have large locations in Auckland, Hamilton, Wellington and Christchurch, but we also have smaller locations in places like Whangarei, Palmerston, Hastings, Napier, Nelson, right around New Zealand. And so that's actually broadened the scope of where we can recruit from, and so we've got a lot more people coming to us that previously would have been from Wellington, and now we have people that come from the context in which our students come from. So that's really important in understanding how children learn if you understand the context from which they come from. The pedagogical approach is really focused on personalising learning for students, so that their learning is their own personal program. It's unique, it's self-determined, it's self-designed, it's based on their potential, it's based on their passions, and it's based on their interests. And we have an approach which we call authentic learning, which we try to help students see the relevance of what their education is, so that their learning is rooted in real-life learning experiences. Many students now are doing internships in real organisations, doing real things that have real consequences, and our job is to help them achieve their internship goals by providing the academics around that. Okay, all right. And the last few years have seen some structural, cultural changes in Te Kura. Would you like to talk about that with us? Well, as I just mentioned, the moving away from having one central location to 4 major locations around New Zealand. In terms of the way we are structured now, that for the teaching side of the organisation, all teachers are in collaborative cross-curricular teams. So in a traditional school, most teachers, their manager would be a head of department. Our curriculum leaders in this organisation are not managers. They are curriculum specialists that vision the future in their particular curriculum area. Teachers are managed by a team leader, and they work together with a whole lot of other teachers from different disciplines, focusing on a group of students from a particular geographic region. So that when conversations happen at team meetings, they're talking about students from in a holistic way, rather than just their English or their maths
Yeah.
or their social sciences.
Yeah, okay, all right. A little while ago, Mike, you were talking about innovation in education. What does that mean to you?
Innovation is a bit like what Marcel Proust said. It's not actually trying to find new landscape, but having new eyes.
Right.
So trying to look at different things in a different way. And it's not just looking at things in a different way for the sake of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually trying to find things that are more relevant for the 21st century in which our students are growing up in.
Right.
It's finding ways that are different,
Right.
but better, and
Right.
often cheaper,
Right. Right.
and more efficient.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's education 3.0, as you call it, is it?
Well, Education 3.0 is a combination of all of those sorts of things. It's actually about what I was talking about before, personalising learning so that learning is unique for each student, putting the student first, one student at a time. So it means the teacher's role becomes quite different. The teacher role is helping that student achieve their potential rather than directing the student.
Right.
So we want the students to be themselves self-directed and self-determined their programs. Now that's a whole different role to what we've been used to, and that's sometimes quite challenging to do. But it's also the way that we've now got ubiquitous technology that means that students can have access to knowledge from all sorts of different places, not just from one teacher. They've got access to knowledge from the world now.
Yes.
They've got the web, and so having that, and that they are part of a networked group of learners. They're not just learning by themselves.
That's right, and not just from their teachers, but
No.
from people or from internet or
That's
anyone
right.
whom they come in contact with. Okay.
And not just from their school. Learning happens everywhere.
Yes.
From the marae, from the home,
Yeah.
from the supermarket, from wherever you want to be, you can learn.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Mike, if you look at the future, year 2014-15, or in the next 2 to 3 years, what's new? What's happening at Te Kura?
I would hope that all of our students are in authentic learning experiences. That isn't the case at the moment. We're going through an organic process to get there.
Yeah.
So we've still got a sort of quite a lot of traditional approaches to teaching,
Yeah.
and we haven't managed to get all of our students into this new approach of 3.0
Right.
learning.
Right.
And for us to enable us to do that, we have to have a lot more digital delivery, because once we've got used to using the net and using digital delivery,
Yeah.
we open up so many more doors for students to get access to knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that the students then are using the knowledge that they get to create new knowledge.
Right.
It's not about just filling up their heads with knowledge. It's
Right.
using the knowledge that they've learned,
Yeah.
and they themselves create new knowledge.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you. Awesome.